If you keep your boat at a storage facility, you already know the tax. Every single trip, you're playing Tetris in your truck bed with expensive electronics, cables, transducers, trolling motorheads, VHF radios. All of it loose, all of it rattling around, none of it organized. And the worst part isn't the chaos at home. It's when you're standing at the dock, boats in the water, and you realize the one thing you forgot is the one thing that makes the whole day work. I've talked to guys who drove back an hour to get a transducer pole. Guys who showed up without a power cable for their graph. This isn't a small inconvenience. This is a trip ruiner. And the fix isn't complicated. You just need a system, and you need the right cases to make that system actually stick. Here's the shift in thinking that changes everything. Stop thinking about individual items and start thinking in zones. What goes together on the water? Your sonar zone. That's your live scope head, the transducer, the pole or arm mount, and whatever cables connect it all. Your navigation zone, chart plotter if it's removable, power cables, maybe a RAM mount arm. Your communication zone, VHF radio, charging cable, antenna if it's portable. Your safety zone, flares, first aid, float plan stuff. When you group things by how they're used, you stop forgetting things because you're packing a complete kit, not a pile of random stuff. Think of it like a camera bag. Photographers don't throw a lens in one bag and the body in another. Everything for a shoot goes together. Same logic applies here. One zone, one case, one trip to the truck. Okay, specific gear. For your live scope or sonar equipment, you want a hard-sided case with foam. The Pelican 1510 is the gold standard. It's carry-on sized, TSA approved, and the pick-and-pluck foam inside lets you cut custom slots for your exact gear. It runs around $150 to $180 depending on where you find it. Worth every cent. If that's too much, the Pelican 1500 is a slightly smaller option. Harbor Freight also makes a knockoff called the Apache case. The 3800 model is popular with the fishing crowd and runs about $50. It's not Pelican, but it's not bad either. For cables and smaller accessories, I like the Plano Guide series tackle bags. They're not hard cases, but they're water-resistant, they've got tons of pockets, and they're designed for exactly this kind of use. For your VHF radio and smaller electronics, a basic waterproof Nanook or even a Seahorse case works great. Label everything. Seriously. Get a label maker and put the zone name on every case. When you're loading at 5 a.m. in the dark, you want to grab by label, not by memory. Cases get you 80% of the way there. The other 20% is a checklist, and before you roll your eyes, hear me out. A physical checklist taped inside your storage unit door takes about 3 minutes to make and will save your entire fishing season. Not a note on your phone. Not something you try to remember. A laminated sheet on the wall next to your boat. Every zone. Every item. When you're loading, you check. When you're closing up, you check. Some guys go even further and take a quick photo of their truck bed before they pull out. Fast visual confirmation that all the cases are there. Takes 5 seconds. I've also seen guys use a simple color-coded system. Red case means sonar, blue case means nav, yellow case means safety. Grab all 3 colors, you're good. Whatever system you pick, the key is making it idiot-proof for yourself at 4:30 in the morning before you've had coffee. If I were starting from scratch with a storage facility situation, here's exactly what I'd do. First, I'd inventory everything I remove from the boat every single time. Write it all down, no guessing. Second, I'd pick up 2 Pelican 1510s for the high-value stuff. One for sonar and transducer gear, one for anything else that's expensive and fragile. Third, I'd grab a couple of Apache 3800s for cables, mounts, and accessories, cheap enough that you're not crying if one gets beat up. Fourth, I'd get a Plano Guide series bag for the soft goods, rags, tools, spare fuses, stuff that doesn't need a hard case. That whole setup probably runs you $300 to $400 total, depending on how many cases you need. Compare that to replacing a live scope transducer you cracked because it was rolling around your truck bed. That's $500 minimum. The cases pay for themselves the first time they save something. Label everything. Build your checklist. Stick to it. You'll never leave something behind again.